You are spending your whole life waiting for a future that will never actually show up. Think about how many times you told yourself you would finally be happy once you got that new job, lost those 10 pounds, or moved into a better apartment. You finally get the thing you wanted so badly, you feel amazing for about 20 minutes, and then the emptiness creeps right back in. This trap has an official name, and it is called destination addiction. A psychologist named Dr. Robert Holden came up with that term to describe the belief that happiness is somewhere else, waiting at the next stop. In this video, we are breaking down why your brain tricks you into this loop, the hidden cost of living in tomorrow, and 5 simple habits to cure it for good without losing your drive to succeed. Because the truth is, you can still be wildly ambitious without throwing away the only day you actually have to live. Scientists call this whole cycle the hedonic treadmill. When you hit a big goal, your brain gives you a short blast of dopamine that feels incredible. But within days, your mind resets back to its normal baseline, leaving you looking for the next hit. Harvard researcher Tal Ben-Shahar calls this the arrival fallacy. It is the false idea that reaching your destination will produce lasting happiness. We tell ourselves little lies every single day just to get by. We say things like, if I can just survive this crazy week, then next week I will finally relax. Or we think, once I pay off this car loan, my stress will totally disappear. Then next week arrives, bringing a brand new pile of problems, and the goalpost moves another mile down the road. This creates a state of chronic restlessness where you can never sit still in your own living room. You end up treating your current life like a waiting room for your real life to start. Every single Monday becomes something to endure just so you can reach Friday night. Think about that for a second. If you spend 5 days out of every week wishing for the weekend, you are wishing away 70% of your entire existence. Over a normal lifetime, that adds up to decades spent just waiting in line for joy. That constant rush toward the next milestone does not just steal your time, it completely burns out your nervous system. You end up emotionally detached from your family, your friends, and the very things you used to love doing. We do this because society trains us from childhood to measure our self-worth through external scoreboards. We collect diplomas, job titles, car keys, and house keys like badges in a video game. We assume that people who have collected more badges must feel completely peaceful on the inside. Let me tell you about a real guy named David, who spent 15 years grinding 60 hours a week in finance. David skipped family vacations, worked through holidays, and ate cold takeout at his desk just to earn a vice president title. He told his wife for 10 straight years that once he got the corner office, he would finally slow down. The day came, the board promoted him, and he got the massive office with the giant glass windows. David sat in his leather chair on his first morning, closed the door, and realized his chest felt just as tight and anxious as it did on his first day as an unpaid intern. The room changed, but his brain did not change at all. The exact same thing happens to creatives and business owners all the time. Look at creators who dream of hitting 100,000 subscribers, believing it will finally solve their inner doubts. They hit the number, celebrate for an evening, and wake up the next morning terrified about how to hit 1 million. Or consider someone who saves every penny for 7 years to buy their dream house in the suburbs. For 2 weeks, walking into that kitchen feels like pure magic. By month 3, that dream kitchen is just the place where they wash dirty dishes while worrying about their bills. External wins cannot fill an internal hole. If you are unhappy with who you are while walking down the street, buying a sports car just makes you an unhappy person driving fast. Realizing this is not depressing, it is actually the most freeing thing you will ever learn. It means you can stop putting your life on hold for some imaginary finish line that keeps moving away from you. So how do we actually break out of this cycle without becoming lazy? The first major shift is learning to separate your daily joy from your end results. Goals are still useful, but they only exist to give your life a general direction, like a compass pointing north. The substance of your life is not the mountain peak, it is every single footstep you take through the dirt to get there. If you hate the climb, reaching the top will never make up for all the misery you went through. Real success is not crossing a finish line, it is the quality of attention you bring to an ordinary Tuesday morning. You need to practice what philosophers call arriving in the now. Every single moment you are breathing is an arrival point in itself. You do not need permission from a future paycheck or a future relationship to feel calm right now. This mindset is called ambitious contentment. It means you are genuinely excited to build a better future, but you are completely at peace with where you are standing today. You stop treating today as a stepping stone and start treating it as the main event. Now let us get into the 5 practical cures you can start using today. The first cure is switching from outcome goals to identity goals and process goals. Instead of obsessing over publishing a best-selling book, focus on becoming a person who writes 2 good pages every morning. Instead of fixating on losing 30 pounds by summer, focus on the daily enjoyment of eating fresh food and moving your body. When you fall in love with the daily process, you get to win every single day instead of waiting 6 months for a result. The second cure is using what I call micro-gratitude pauses throughout your day. Set a gentle timer on your phone to go off twice a day, maybe at noon and 4 in the afternoon. When it goes off, stop whatever you are doing for 30 seconds and find 3 tiny things right in front of you to appreciate. It could be the hot steam coming off your coffee, the sunlight hitting your desk, or the feeling of taking a deep breath. These tiny pauses train your brain to stop scanning the horizon and start noticing the wealth around you. The third cure is taking a mandatory milestone pause whenever you finish something big. Whenever you finish a big project, pass a test, or land a deal, institute a strict rule: no new goals for 2 full weeks. Force yourself to sit with what you just did, share a meal with people you care about, and let the accomplishment actually sink in. Do not allow yourself to plan the next mountain until you have truly rested at the top of the one you just climbed. The fourth cure is sensory grounding whenever your mind starts racing into the future. When you notice yourself getting anxious about next month, look around the room and name 5 things you can see. Touch 4 things near you, listen for 3 distinct sounds, identify 2 smells, and notice 1 thing you can taste. This simple sensory drill pulls your brain out of future tripping and drops your awareness straight back into your physical body. The 5th and most powerful cure is checking in with your past self from 5 years ago. Take a hard look at your life today, your skills, the problems you have solved, and the things you currently own. Realize that parts of your current life are things your younger self desperately prayed to have. You are currently living inside the answers to your old prayers, yet you are already busy stressing about the next set of demands. When you cure this addiction, your ambition does not die, it becomes sustainable and healthy. You can work hard on a project without feeling like your entire worth as a human depends on how it turns out. Your relationships become deeper because you are actually looking at the person in front of you instead of checking your mental to-do list. Life is not a checklist of milestones to conquer before you die. It is a single song that you are meant to dance to while the music is still playing. If this video helped you take a breath and appreciate where you are right now, check out the video on your screen to learn how to master your daily focus.